May God bless you this morning. Hope and pray is all well. Just a short passage I want to share with you from the book of Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 14. It's just something that for me, I was reading this morning and I just want to share with you. You know, I look at scripture sometimes and I don't think sometimes, right, how will this speak to you? I want it first of all to speak to me. And as I started to read this morning, just picking passages at random, I haven't been in any book lately. I've just been looking at different individual things and reading books upon grace, upon wisdom and stuff like that. And I just started to read this morning. It's Hebrews 4 and verse 14. And it says, "Therefore, since we have a great high priest who has gone through the heavens, Jesus the Son of God, let us hold firmly to the faith we profess. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet was without sin." Verse 16, "Let us then approach the throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need." I just want to stop there for a second if I can. Some of the things I started to look at this, and you've got to see Jesus' life here of his humanity, because without being human, he couldn't help us. He couldn't be this high priest. He couldn't sympathize with us because he wouldn't be able to experience what we go through. But Jesus went through everything, even maybe more than we faced, you know, with temptation, the temptations of this world, with doubt. Do you know, I believe he would have went through all that. But it says here, "Therefore, since we have a great high priest who has gone through the heavens." See, Jesus hasn't not experienced things. He's experienced more than we ever will. It says, "Therefore, since we have a great high priest who has gone through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold firmly to the faith we profess." Not only did Jesus on this life, but he went beyond this life. He went into eternity. He went into the heavens. He went beyond. He isn't a man who we just can't go to and doesn't understand our needs. This is the man who was there in the beginning, who created this universe. So that this morning should put a little bit of confidence in me and your heart to go to Jesus and share things with him. It says, verse 15, "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses." Okay, let me try and explain that if I can. "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with." Jesus knows everything about me and you. We could go to some people in life and share our situation and they say, "Listen, I don't know what you're going through. I can't explain that." Here Jesus does, because he's experienced it. He's lived it, if you want to say it for a better word. I know it's a worldly saying, but he's had the t-shirt, wore the t-shirt and been there. But verse 16 is where I want to pick up on really. It says, "Let us then approach the throne of grace with confidence." I looked at that word confidence, and it means to have total trust upon. Not a walking stick, because I've heard some people explain it like this, like a walking stick. You rely upon a walking stick. You put your weight upon it. Let me tell you something. We can do more than put our weight upon Jesus. We can put our life upon Jesus. We can be confident this morning that he's got everything in control. So it says by that, if we have come, let us then approach the throne of grace. If you have trust in him this morning, you can approach him this morning. You know, you can find help this morning in your time of need. Maybe this morning it isn't a nice sunny morning here today. It's a damp, wet, miserable, bit of a dowly day. But Jesus is still the same. That's what I'm saying to you this morning. I hear brothers, and thank God for them saying, "Oh, it's a beautiful morning that the Lord's give us today." Now, you know, we have rain today. Thank God for that rain today, because I want to tell you something. Without rain, we can't get crops. Without crops, we can't eat. So I thank God for everything today. But it says in verse 16, "Let us then," you know, this is bringing back to mind, waking up. "Let us then approach the throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. Maybe this morning you have a need like I have a need. And like I have to come before the Lord each morning and ask the Lord, Lord, give me direction, give me guidance today, help me with my mouth, help me with my eyes, and receive from the Lord. Maybe this morning that's you. I just want to read this over again. Therefore, since we have a great high priest who has gone through the heavens, Jesus the Son of God, let us hold firmly to the faith we profess. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet was without sin. Let us then approach the throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. I thank God for that this morning, because it encourages me this morning. I pray this morning, if you pick your word up this morning, you read this, it'll encourage you, to trust this morning, to know that Jesus tempted in every single way, beyond what we have, and we can come to him this morning in confidence, in weakness, say, maybe I've failed, Lord, I've made that mistake again, but I'm here this morning.